What if you could give recruiters a number to call and they could speak to your digital twin? Your voice, your career history, your resume, and it's available 24/7. Hi, I'm Sam, and I'm a recruiter at XYZ. I'd love to know what you're currently doing at work and what kind of skills you could bring to an engineering or technical product role. Hi, Sam. I'm currently head of developer relations at Cartesia AI, a voice AI lab in San Francisco. I focus on developer experience, building communities, and helping engineers adopt our voice. But do you actually write any code? You need just 3 things to get started. You need an Anthropic API key. You need a PDF of your LinkedIn profile. Here's how you get that. You just go to your LinkedIn profile, you click on the 3 dots, you do save to PDF, and you have it in your system. And then we'll use that to extract it into a summary that we'll just feed in as a prompt to the voice agent. And finally, if you haven't already, you should go to play.cartesia.ai and get your free API key to get started. All of this will just take a couple of minutes. And you don't even need to write any code. You just use the Cartesia playground and you get a full conversational voice agent up and running in under 5 minutes. Next, we're going to upload the PDF we just got from LinkedIn to Claude or ChatGPT or DeepSeek or whatever it is that you use. And so what we do is we just go to a chat window. We can use Sonnet 4.6, no problems. Click on that, add the file or photo that we want. Well, specifically, we add the file that we want, and then we have the PDF, and then we just tell the AI to extract all the details. I'll give you a prompt in the description that'll help you extract the relevant stuff from this PDF for now. But hold on to that PDF because we're going to use it in a later video when we extend this voice app. Now you can update the summary of yourself any way you like, right? You can include additional information about you that may not be there on your LinkedIn or stuff that can make you even more interesting to recruiters. For example, you can add details about side projects or extracurricular interests and so on. Now, before we go on, it's worth keeping in mind that voice agents are not the same as just AI transcription, which is speech to text or ASR. Or even the same as text-to-speech, the opposite, which is where text is used to generate speech in an AI voice. Conversational voice AI is much more advanced than just those pieces, and of course those pieces are important, but a voice agent needs to handle much more. Things like interruption handling, getting and handling contextual emotion, reliable tool calling, handling latency when connecting to traditional telephony lines, the old school telephony lines, or being able to run business logic while actually listening to the user and responding appropriately. And that is why the choice of voice models matters so much. The STT and the TTS models, and also the voice agent harness around it. Okay, now your digital twin needs to sound like you. Cartesia can make this happen in about 10 seconds or less. What you got to do is you got to go to play.cartesia.ai, and then you just go down to the instant clone. Pro voice clone is different, that's for longer. And all you got to do is maybe read the script and press the record button. Let's try it out. So let's start by reading this script down here. I'm recording audio to clone my voice. Afterwards, I'll be able to produce speech that sounds just like me. I can't wait to hear what it sounds like. I'm going to choose the 10 seconds where I actually spoke, and then I'm just going to call it ZP Demo 1. Don't forget to choose the language. So then you name it, you give it a description that makes sense, and then you give it the language that you're cloning your voice in, and you click clone. It's going to take your consent, and there you go. In just a few seconds, you've got your voice clone created. Now we're going to listen to this in a moment, but let me just show you these 3 dots. This is where you have a bunch of information. You can call it, you can copy the voice ID, but we will test drive this clone now to see how it sounds. I'm just going to click on this and listen to how it sounds. It's nice to meet you. Hope you're having a great day. Not too bad. A little bit Aussie. Okay, now amazingly, we're almost done. Let me show you how to create your first voice agent powered by Cartesia's Line Voice Agents platform. So from here, we just go to voice agents. Okay, we create a new voice agent. We just give it a name. Okay, I can't use exclamations. You save it. Let me show you how you can work your way through this dashboard. Next, now that we've renamed it, we just set the voice to the voice clone that we created. So we go here, we do my voices and choose the one that you want. No need to change the model. Inc 2 is the right model. That is the ASR or the speech to text model, which handles automatic turn detection and interruption handling and all of that automatically. So we do want to leave that there. Next, we just got to configure this voice agent. So that means actually updating the material here. Now, this system prompt just comes when you create a voice agent, but we need to replace it with the prompt that includes some of our work history and other data that we generated using Claude or OpenAI or whatever, or ChatGPT or whatever it is that you used using the other prompt. Now, using the material that I've given you in the description, you can extract the relevant content from your LinkedIn PDF, and then you can give it to this generate button and say, give me a prompt based on this information. I've already done mine, so I'm going to paste mine in and we'll take a quick look through it. You'll see that it gives me an identity. It talks about some voice rules and response rules. It mentions what tool calls available. Now, end call is something that comes out of the box, which is a nice way to end the call. It gives me a little bit of a background here and says, this is who I am, and gives me some information. And this is going to be the simplest, extracted, succinct form of my resume. Now, what's important is that we do say here in response rules, never fabricate. And if something isn't in the prompt, then just say that you don't have that detail. You want to decline any requests about personal questions gracefully, keep it to professional topics anyway, etc. So these are the kind of guardrails I would recommend so that you ensure that your digital twin is always being professional, polite, and confining its answers to only the professional history, because that is what recruiters and others will want to know, and that's the purpose of this digital twin. You'll also note, importantly, we are asking the digital twin to answer in the first person, and again, we tell it you only discuss your professional background and career work, helpful and direct and concise. Pretty simple and straightforward, really. Okay, now the last piece of this, we just need to change the initial message in the configuration pane down at the bottom. Do not miss this. This initial message is the introduction that the agent opens the call with, and I'm just going to change it to this. Hi, I'm Zubin's digital twin. What would you like to know about my professional background? That's it. Simple and straightforward. That's how the digital twin will introduce itself at the start of the call. All right, now it's showtime, folks. Now we just have to publish or preview this call. Let's click on this. Let's just click on publish and see what we got. Now, when I do this, you will actually see me interrupt the model, and it will detect that. It'll stop and it'll change its course. That's true conversational AI. You ready for this? Okay, let's click on the call button and see what happens. Hi, I am Zubin's digital twin. What would you like to know about my professional background? Hi, I was just wondering, where's Zubin working right now? I'm currently head of developer relations at Cartesia AI, a voice AI lab based in San Francisco. Okay, and what were you doing during the pandemic? During the pandemic, I was a software engineer at Google from 2020 to 2022. Hey, can I ask you, I heard that you used to do something else before switching to engineering. Is that right? Yes, that's correct. I was a corporate lawyer for 14 years, working at firms and companies, including the UN. I'm going to hang up. But you can see how impressive that was, right? It was simple, it was fast, it was easy to set up, it used the information I gave it, and this is just some information. You can add more text information to help your digital twin know more about you and answer more questions. That's absolutely possible. Now, this is very powerful because it also let me interrupt it. I was changing my track, and it very smoothly handled that, and it was pretty responsive. You saw that. It was very, very fast. So really, it's a lot of fun to build this, and it's very quick, as you can see. Now, you can do the final stage here, which is click get a phone number, and Cartesia will provision that for you. And then that's a US only number, and you can give that to anyone you like, right? In a future video, I will show you how to bring your own Twilio number and integrate that with Cartesia's voice agents here, but that'll require a little bit of code. For now, though, I recommend that you post your number, your little digital twin number on LinkedIn or on your resume, wherever it is that you want to reach and impress those recruiters. Just remember, set up your billing and credits so that your number is always available and working when people call. Now, I'm also working on an extended version of this digital twin, where we write some pretty straightforward code using the Line SDK in Python, and we give it your resume, an actual file, we help it do some web search, and then eventually we give it the ability to send emails. And like I said, there will also be a stage where we bring your own Twilio number to this. So obviously for all of that, you'll need some API keys, the Cartesia CLI tool. I'll walk you through all of that in a subsequent video. And I recommend that that's for people who have a basic understanding of Python code, but I will push all the code up to the GitHub repos that you can access and use if you need. So if your fingers are itching to write some code for voice agents, then just keep an eye out for that. Follow Cartesia and me on the socials, and you'll know when it drops. Until that time, enjoy your digital twin, and I hope you get a lot of folks interested in who you are, your work background, and your professional history.